Alright, we are now at a sample pre-filled timetable. I've taken time to try to do some work on this one. So you can see here now I've implemented the classes that are available in the school. This section is for junior class and this section is for senior class. The first 3 cells are for JSS1, the next 3 for JS3, and the last 3 for JS. And the last 3 for JS3 and the previous 3 for JS2. The same happens for SS1, SS2, SS3. It's important to leave the formatting this way, although it's not compulsory, but it's important to leave the formatting this way. So we've reviewed some of the subjects offered by junior classes and assigned the subject code. This subject code must be different from that available for the senior class. So you can see that even though mathematics is being offered in both junior class and senior class, the subject codes are essentially different. Both English is different, so the codes cannot be the same. These are the class teachers. These are the teachers in the school, and then we've also assigned to each one a teacher code, which is different, and also the subjects that they are offering. So you can see here now the subjects are listed in the drop down box now because they have been registered in the system. So the system sees it and then presents it on the drop down list. It actually shows you which of the subjects are junior subject and which, if you scroll down, which ones are senior subject. So this way you can now pick in all the subjects that each teacher is offering, is taking or handling. So here the first teacher is handling about 5 subjects, the second handling about 4, the third and so on. Now this limit, although it's not important for now, but it's where it has importance is you can set how many times or how many periods that you want a particular teacher to be featured in the timetable. You don't want the teacher to exceed a number of period limit, so you can set that period limit here. So once that period limit has been reached, the teacher's data will no longer appear in the timetable, so you won't be able to pick the teacher again and fix them in the timetable. So the timing is also okay. So since I'm done here, I'll go to the timetable, or I can click the timetable link here. So I've also done some work here for JSS1, A, B. So I've taken my time to fill in the subject. Now here's the good thing about how this package works. You know, when you pick a particular subject, the system is smart to know which teacher is handling that subject. So if you've picked French and you try to choose a subject for the other classes for that period, French will no longer be listed again. The reason because the teacher cannot be in 2 places at the same time. So once a teacher has been assigned to a particular period, that teacher will no longer appear for that period in any of the remaining classes, both in senior class and in junior class. Only the junior classes are presented in the upper 9, so there's no need going through a lot of lists to pick your subject. And of course you can see there's English 2. This is assigned when there's a second teacher available for that subject. When you see /2 or /3, you know that okay, these are the subjects that have multiple teachers taking them. Where there are no number, it means that only one teacher is taking them, or that's the first teacher out of the multiple number of teachers taking subject. Like we have in social studies. Social studies I think is taken by 3 teachers. So we have social study 1, social study 2, and then there's a social studies 3. Okay, that's social studies 3. Or you could have easily done a search here, look for subjects by subjects, and I'll go to social studies 3. Social studies this has occurred 6 times in this timetable, and it will highlight to me where they exist. So that's 1, 2, and if I scroll down, I'll find the remaining 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this way you'll be able to quickly and easily plan the timetable. Then for subjects that are stroked, maybe for senior classes where you have subjects that are stroked together, what you can quickly do is just pick one of the subjects. Like we have chemistry accounts stroked in some cases. Okay, in some cases you have chemistry stroked with government and accounts. So what you do is, if for instance there are no subjects, no classes in the other cells, you can now put in those subjects there, and this helps so that it's for the statistics purpose, so that the amount of period assigned to those teachers are reflected in the summary sheet. So that's where this becomes quite useful. Serial K and RIK, something similar happened there. So just put in the subject, the second stroke or third stroke subject in a free empty cell within that class range. So when you're done taking off all the subjects, and there's an important filter here, allows you to be able to compress all of the timetable, so you can just have a quick view of what it is you are doing. This way you can work faster instead of having all the white spaces. And when you are done, you can just go back to expand it by choosing select all and then OK. So that's how this works. Like we saw here, this allows you to do a quick search on what's going on the timetable. You can look at how many periods each of the teachers are handling as assigned on the timetable. You can also have a quick view of which subject it is they manage. You can also do a search by teachers. Okay, and you can now go to the timetable and look at, okay, what is the distribution of the teacher on the timetable. So this way you can see how the teacher is being loaded with task. I think this teacher is quite overloaded, especially on Wednesday. That's fine. So this allows you to do quick search and analysis for what's going on the timetable. So Mr. Jonathan, as we can see, Mrs. Jonathan has 22 periods. She takes junior English, junior literature, senior English, and senior literature. And this is how the subjects have been distributed for her in the school. So you can see where the importance of that stroking comes. You know that physics, account, and literature are stroked together. So without having to have put in this, we won't have seen the correct metric or the correct analysis of the number of period that Mrs. Jonathan is handling. So after this is done, you can look at the summary page. This gives you the distribution of the subjects and the teacher, similar to what you have in the timetable sheet, but just this time around it just breaks it down for you per class. You can drill down to what's going on per teacher. I want to see what's happening with Mr. Oba. So for junior classes, I can see that Mr. Oba is taking both maths and agric science for junior class, and these are the distribution. These are the number of times it's going to be entering each of these different classes. It's going to enter and teach mathematics 6 times and then agric science 3 times during the week. For senior classes, if I want to do a search for Mr. Oba as well, I'll select all, then drill down to Mr. Oba just to see his own data. And I see he's taking 3 other subjects in senior class: Agric, Biology and Mathematics, and 6 times he's taking Maths in senior class, distributed 3 for SS1, 3 for SS3. 8 times Biology that week, and then 3 times Agric that same week. A total of 17 times going to enter senior classes and 9 times going to enter the junior classes. So that's how you can quickly look at this. You can go back to the original setting by just clicking on select all and OK, and go back. Where you see this funnel image, you know that is where you have gone to change this setting. So you go back there. You can also look at the subject codes. You want to check each subject, what's going on there, which you want to do a comparison. So you can do what it is that you want to do. And remember, when you are done, just go back and click on select all to go back to the default setting. Of course, you can, instead of scrolling down, you can just use the buttons here. Select all, senior and junior. Okay. The print page, now this is, like I said, this allows you to do an extra level of formatting, how you want your timetable to actually look like. So here I can decide to change, I don't want the table, just clear style for each of the table. So you can see that this allows you to do a lot of things. Clear, and clear. Okay, this I can do this and remove some of the blanks. I don't want them. So this is looking printable. I can do this and remove all the blanks as well. So I can actually print this if this is okay by me. But if I still want to change and add, okay, maybe we have club here or library here, or some special this is, although I cannot edit here, so that's why we have a second sheet. This one is empty, allows you to do every other thing you want to do. Just copy the sheet here, copy, Ctrl C and Ctrl V. You have the same thing going on here. Here now you can do anything. You can change the school, the name, you can remove, you do whatever it is you like, basically. Select all. You can do what you like. You can delete sheets. You can now, the stroking of the subject, you can now do it properly. We know that CRK, we can now remove this and put it here instead. CRK, IRK. CRK appears first because it starts with C, so that's why most times I see. So you can remove it here. For chemistry and account, I can just copy this one. So this is extra formatting, which is now easier to do because you've already done the major work by designing the so you just keep at it until you're done, then you can now send it to your printer to print. This here you have all the power to do whatever it is we wish to do. So that's how the I'm sure you're going to figure it out when you look at the system. So yeah, that's how this software works. I hope it's going to be useful to you all. Please pardon my speech frequency. I'm not very good at talking. I'm more of a developer than a talker. So pardon me. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.